And Are You Okay is a not safe for work podcast, so any young listeners are discouraged from continuing. However, we literally have no way to track that, so do whatever the hell you want and enjoy the show.
It's always right about
it. Can be too loud though, in which case, you're like falling over. All right, yeah, like I guess
double entendre. Don't ask him out. I see what you did.
Don't ask me out. Conversation, fake conversations into real conversation, and then you find your way doing things. You're always like, we go through the flow, we go through the motion, we go through hyperspace to get where we need to go. And that's right. You're listening to And Are You Okay?
A Star Wars podcast.
A Star Wars podcast. You're joined by Qui-Gon Mitchell and Stormtrooper Dejeen of the Star Wars podcasting scene.
You pick who's who. Don't make it weird.
Don't make it weird. Welcoming from Naboo himself.
Hey.
Feed Blankenship, exciting white Ceebs back on the podcast. Founder of And Are You Okay? You hear his voice at the top of the episode, every episode. Ceebs, thank you for joining us.
That's right. Thank you, man. I would just like to say, hey, Dex. And I didn't realize we had started. I was kind of just sitting here on my hands for the last 20 seconds. I don't want to interrupt. I was like, damn, he sounds good. I don't remember how to do this. Always a pleasure, boys.
Man. We're here to take you on a journey, brother. You the guest of honor, brother. This your house. This your house.
It's true.
Put your feet up.
Built it.
You don't even gotta take your shoes off. Fuck this couch. Fuck this couch.
Yeah. Hey, before we dive into things, I do want to bring up, back in the day when Ceebs was responsible for editing the episodes, he would throw in like random pop songs at the end, and I have been periodically getting copyright stricken by Spotify for the last like 3 months. Thanks for that, buddy.
I thought we were going to jail for a while, man. Shawn Mendes's people were after us.
Called your guy. His guys called your guys.
You know how lame that would be to go to jail because like Shawn Mendes was like, they used our song in the podcast.
They used our song. I think the last one was Ashes on the Ocean.
Snitching on a Star Wars podcast is wild.
Yeah, what the hell, man? How did you even find out about it?
I don't know. They're just tracking the audio. There's no way they're actually listening. But we always say, and I've always said,
short. He's listening. He's listening right now. What's up, Sean?
You're right.
Let us use your shit.
You. Yeah, man. You could be sponsor.
Cease and assist, my man.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Right. We could have called you the Mandalorian. We would have had a nickname for you, brother. We had you.
You're spitting.
He missed out.
We've always said if there's a topic that we have that makes sense, that we're going to bring you back, just like we did our Star Wars basketball draft last year. Which if you haven't listened to those, please go listen to them. It was a fun time.
How did my team finish? Did we do standings?
I think
y'all let me get Obi, Anakin, Mace. I had all the heavy hitters.
We might have fucked up. Yeah, we might have.
Dog, I had General Grievous on my team. He has 4 hands. What are you talking about?
He's not as tall as we thought he'd be, though.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. I see what you did there.
He's fouling out much faster.
Definitely fouling out the first minute, bro. 5 fouls off one movement.
I mean, he can't run up and down the court. He's always coughing.
Word. My man's a hack heavy asthmatic, terrible basketball player, bro.
Well, it's been a couple weeks, but since Matt did his Skywalker Saga ranking, I did my Skywalker Saga ranking. It only felt natural to have Ceebs do his Skywalker Saga ranking. So we said, hey, go listen to the episodes, get the vibe, get the gist, and then come join us for a special edition of And Are You Okay? Where we bring one of the founders back to do his Skywalker Saga ranking. So, Ceebs, I have a few questions. based off of each episode. I didn't break it up. We'll have them hit where they hit, but you're going to be guiding us through this journey, and we're just going to kind of be vibing along.
Is he head coach in this episode? Like Sirianni
so.
Mundi? Is that what we're saying? Is that what we're saying? Go ahead, coach.
I don't. Does he?
Me and coach.
Yeah. Okay.
Let movie spin. Let movie.
I was
spin.
going to say, I'm really upset that I can't think of a phrase for dog mentality that we can just slide in here.
It'll pop in my head. I got you.
A reek mentality. We're just bulldozing through, baby. Nexu mentality. We're just scratching bitches, dude. Acklay mentality. We're just trying to stab Obi-Wan in the ground, dude.
Yeah,
damn, man. He was a good man. Why would you do that to him?
Low hanging fruit. Dog mentality. Maul mentality, bro.
Oh,
it's
shit.
Right
You're right.
It's right there. It's right there.
Kenobi.
It's right there. You know what Maul mentality is? Even after you lose your dick in a tragic work accident, you still that man, bro. Not only are you
still show up,
you become more of that man. Like, you're not still that dude. You become more.
Who
of
loses
that
their manhood and becomes more of a man? That's crazy.
More of a man, bro.
He could have packed it in and like took up woodworking and stayed in the shed for the rest of his life.
He could have. He chose
not.
He could have just been a dick having fan favorite, but chose to be a dickless icon. That's what he did.
Damn, that's what I'm gonna start calling myself.
That's what we aim for.
Dickless icon. Name of this episode.
1000%.
No, people are gonna think it's about me, and that's fine.
Damn, you're right. Dickless icon featuring the return of Ceebs. Yeah, we can't do that to our man like that.
No, we'll do Darth Maul Dickless icon return of Ceebs.
There we go. It's long.
Sounds like a true life, True life MTV story.
We work with it.
Darth Maul, dickless icon. The rise and fall of the Sith Empire.
I missed you guys, man. It's good to be back.
The great disruptor has returned.
Well, Matt, I'm glad you mentioned that because I actually, against all odds, prepared for this today for the first time, I think, in my life. I'm just realizing now that as we're live, it's funny because my 9 to 8 ranking, the notes get less and less as I get to like the higher.
He got tired of writing.
By the end, I'm like, yeah, number 1. I really like this movie.
It's the best.
And that is one thing I noticed when I was listening to your guys' episodes when I was like getting ready for this. Great job, man. You guys are both so thoughtful about your movies and like specifically what you liked about it. I like that you guys, like, even the lower tier ones, you didn't really, like, as I have traditionally done on this podcast, kind of just shit on.
I wanted to.
For the things that you don't like.
There's plenty to love, but there's some not so much love for some of them.
So hats off to you guys.
Team players.
Hats off to you guys for that one. This is, for me, very much, this is kind of like, I guess, anything that was special to you in your childhood. A lot of this ranking is built just off of, like, what it was to me at the time when I saw it, which I think when we go through these in a minute, like, you guys will see, like, a lot of the new Skywalker Saga is lower for me just because at that point I was kind of, getting a little older, less interested. And
he's jaded.
Yeah, I'm a cynical old bitch at this point.
Blinded by the dogmatic views of the Jedi. I see what you did.
Exactly. They turned on me.
He said, responsibilities took you away from us, bro.
I know, man. I know. That's why Anakin's killing the kids, man. He wants them to stay kids.
You know what it was? That's what it was, bro. Damn, you just cracked the code, bro. He just had a natural human reaction to about to becoming a new father. That's what that was.
Can we just rewind? That's why he killed them kids.
He freaked out. He was just I'm not ready. He said, I'm not ready to be a dad. He said, I'm not ready to be a dad. I'm sure that there's other Jedis in this temple that are about to inherit these orphan babies that aren't ready to be dads right now. What about us Jedi who are still young, wild, and kind of free? So he was just like, get rid of these distractions.
There it is.
He did it for the order.
There it is.
He did it for the rock. He did it for the people.
This is awesome. I guess I'd gotta rank these at some point. Huh?
Yes,
I gotta start. Right?
Please start.
I gotta start, I guess. All right, number 9. I went back and forth on 8 and 9 a couple times, and I went with Rise of Skywalker at 9, just because of my cynical nature. One, I went to see this one in the movies by myself, like during the week.
I believe I did too.
It doesn't hit the same.
Both, actually,
it doesn't hit the same.
Not when you're not with loved ones.
Yeah, I think it was like I had a weird job where I was like off during the week, and I went to see it like matinee. So it was me and like 6 other like.
Ew, you went to saw Star Wars while the sun was still up,
right? Just one, not even two, not even 2 of them. And just one son, just
damn,
one
bro,
son.
You ain't living, dog.
I feel like, and you guys talked about this a little bit too. I think you both did, but just the whole 7, 8, 9 stretch there just felt very disjointed, like with the director change in there. Fuck those Game of Thrones writers, Matt. I will never forgive them for multiple reasons.
Worst human beings ever.
But it would have been nice to see that kind of connected and see how that played out. A lot of the stuff I have in my notes is like the very easy stuff that people point out, like the big capital letters I have is "they fly now." Fucking hated that. That was an automatic number 9 for me.
That one has like almost as prequel meme energy for me now, where it's just like I think I've made fun of it so much that I now enjoy it.
I'm happy for you, man. I saw that. I was like, damn, Oscar Isaac's a good actor. What is he doing? What is he doing with some of that nonsense? And then, like, it just felt like a very, I think, safe movie for me. Like, there's a couple times I remember specifically 2 or 3 times. There was like a major character. They're like, oh shit, they died. Not saying like, damn, I wish Chewbacca would have died. But it was like, there are no stakes in this movie. They just kind of like fake you out.
Made it out.
And then everybody's fine. And
except for Greg Grunberg's character for some reason. They're like, gotta kill him.
and then of course, like Rey is related to Palpatine because everybody's got to be related to somebody. There can't just be like a standalone, character, and just a lot of little things like that. That's not really like a very deep analysis. Like it was just a very kind of all over the place movie for me. That's why it's 9 for me. It's just kind of like I think you guys both said like your 9 through 7 spot were not movies you disliked. You just liked them the least. I did not like I did not like this movie.
We're trying to get sponsorship, so we
stop. You can't stand much shit.
I'm saying they covered up Kerry Russell's face, man. What's up with that? That's messed up.
Yeah, that's fucked. That's fucked. Are you done with your episode 9 analysis? Because I have questions for you based off each one.
Let's see. Palpatine fucks was my other note.
He does. Palpatine does fuck. Yeah.
Which, like, that's cool. I'm happy for him that he was able to make that happen.
Not only did he fuck, but he was involved enough in his son's life for them to have a strained relationship. Just saying. You got to be present to have beef.
I'll ask you my question now because you've made the joke twice, but if you could make anything return somehow akin to somehow Palpatine returned, what would you bring back? This doesn't even have to be Star Wars related. Just what would you bring back?
Snack wrap from McDonald's.
Somehow Palpatine has returned.
Somehow the chicken wrap has returned.
Yep. That's a good one. That is a good one. I expect nothing less from you.
I could say like my grandfather or like something like that, but the chicken snack wrap.
The snack wrap is a perfect answer. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I wouldn't even ask questions about the somehow. I guess that's the point about the somehow. You just accept it and you just roll with it.
I did.
And you don't think about it too much.
Except that's all I did was think about that damn somehow. Somehow Palpatine has returned.
I like that. I know this has like been memed a lot too, but you could kind of tell when Oscar Isaac's saying the line, he's just like, his face is like, what the fuck, man?
Dog,
like, somehow he's back.
The balls of Disney to be like, we're not going to tell you. Not only are we not going to tell you, but we're going to tell you we're not going to tell you. At the beginning of the movie.
They've explained it in the Bad Batch.
We got it.
They got to it.
To be sitting in that movie at that time, whatever year that was, like just thinking like, oh man, this is, umpteen years of my life finally ending, well, whatever an ending is in Hollywood, ending to this chapter. And while we're all waiting for that iconic ticker tape message to come in with that, and that first fucking sentence, somehow Palpatine has returned.
I'm glad I didn't have a remote control in the theater. What does that say?
Bro, like, had I not paid for that ticket, I would have contemplated walking out.
I think the line is verbatim, the dead speak, right? Or something like that.
Some shit, bro.
Some Long Island medium ass shit. Like,
your dead speak.
Fucking Sisters of the Bene Gesserit. Like, wrong movie, Star Wars.
Yeah. No, get that out of here. Number 8. Also from the new saga. I'm going with Last Jedi. This one too, I feel like had a little bit of a weird, like, I didn't love this movie the first time I saw it, and then the 9th one came out, and I was like, oh shit, maybe I actually did like that movie more than I thought. Like, it's got its share of like kind of weird cheesy stuff, like
Canto Bite,
like Space Leia
flying,
Canto Bite. She's fucking literally like,
they fly now.
Yeah, I hate flying. That's my whole thing. Actually, the Canto Bite, like, I feel like that movie probably could have been like a half hour shorter.
Just take that whole part of it.
Just
remove that.
Probably just eliminate that, right?
1000%.
Because I feel like that whole thing existed to show that kid, like, at the end with the broom. Just never come back to him again.
Just to get Benicio del Toro on the call sheet. We didn't need that.
To have him like stutter around and just like betray everybody. I was like, damn, man. I saw his name on the bill. I was like, he's gonna be something, right?
One would have thought.
No.
Don't think
Sadly, no. Overall, though, like, I thought that was cool how they kind of explored like the Luke Luke was drinking titty milk. That was cool.
That was cool.
Titty milk.
Unsanitary, I think, but it wasn't straight out of the cow thing's boob.
Yeah, he pushed on the titty.
He like pushed on the titty, but he wasn't like sucking on the titty.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I haven't seen it in a while, and for some reason,
not pasteurized. She was right out the nipple.
Okay, but like, and this isn't my question for this movie, but green milk, blue milk, which was better, Ceebs? Which one did you like more?
No, blue. Just because the green was the way it was delivered. I didn't like seeing that. Happen. Okay. The blue, I don't know where it comes from. It just shows up.
Banthas.
Facts.
From a bantha, like a bantha.
But no, I did like. There's some cool stuff in that. I like that whole scene when in the throne room when Snoke gets killed. Mm-hmm. Is like top tier, honestly. When they're fighting the Crayola guards. Yeah, like I said, I think it would have been really interesting to kind of see those 3 movies play out with a clearly continuous like plan throughout them, because it felt like 3 different movies that had the same characters in them at points.
Yeah.
It's an American Horror Story of Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, and freaking Snoke's decrepit ass. Did you have a question? Sorry, Mike, for that one.
I did, yeah. Well, I mean, that was just like a random one, but for episode 8, I have a fuck, marry, kill, Kylo, Hux, and Snoke.
Ooh. Damn. This is a tough one for all the wrong reasons.
What are our choices again?
We're gonna fuck, marry, kill, Kylo, Hux, and Snoke.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Damn. I mean, they tried really hard to make Kylo sexy in this movie.
They really did.
With his boxy ass. He looked like that Kanye West music video when they're walking around in like the giant box suits. And I'd probably fuck him. He looks like an emo, like sad boy. Might get something out of that. You know, I'm gonna kill Hux because he's just like a pussy. I think that was one thing I forgot to mention too. Is I hate how he was just like a spy the whole time.
What happened to that character after making him like Space Hitler and then degenerating his character throughout the course of the trilogy is like an under talked about problem with that trilogy.
My man literally snitched. He went and ran and told Snoke.
Remember when he ran like Supreme Leader?
Yeah, it kind of looked like bitch ass nigga. Like, no, you didn't just tattletale on me, bro.
We have them tied to the ender string.
Yeah, I'm killing his ass just for so many reasons.
That's an underrated scene in that movie. When the three of them are like in the throne room and like he just starts snitching. Kylo just looks at him.
Yeah,
like, with the helmet on, he just looks at him. Like, I love that part.
Yeah, and then I guess I don't know. I'm going with like the 20-year-old female model route where I'm like just marrying Snoke and hoping that he just knocks off in a couple of years and dies.
Well, spoiler alert, I think his death might be sooner than you think.
Yeah. So it's even easier. And then I just inherit like the Empire or something.
Yeah, there we go. Inherit the First Order. I'm down.
There we go. That would suck if he died and then all of a sudden I was just like, and I'd like turn gross. That would be awful, honestly. This podcast is crazy, man. I love you guys still do this.
Oh man.
Number 7, I actually went with the previous most hated movie in the entire franchise, The Phantom Menace. The Phantom Man Ass. Very special day for me as a 6-year-old when this came out. My grandma took me to see this and Tarzan back to back
on the
same day.
I know, incredible. Man.
Goated.
I've never felt happiness again.
Goated, bro.
What is it like to peak at 6 years old?
Yeah, bro.
It's not great.
She set the bar way too high.
It's not great. I know, man. I didn't know what to do with it when I got out. I was like, do I want to swing on vines or flip around with my lightsaber?
What did y'all go eat that I need to know? What meal was had? I need to know because if she took you to Friendlies afterwards,
probably the chicken wrap for McDonald's.
Yeah, that's what it was. For the sake of the story, she 1000% got you some chicken wraps.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did.
Snuck them into the theater.
Just to make it as cool as possible. She stuck them into the theater.
Hell yeah. Damn, that's a good
popcorn when you got fucking fries, dog.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, I'm just like looking at the other kids like, yeah, that's right.
Or they just got pretzel bites. They just got pretzel bites. They start the Mickey D starts making its way around the theater to smell.
Smack it out of his hand. Took a bite. That shit made the arch over the seats. It was awesome. But no, that was a good day, man. And then, Mike, I had almost as much fun when we went to see that re-release, like 20
in 3D. It's a memory I cherish dearly.
I remember at the time I was like, "Damn, I can't believe I just paid like additional money to go see
the movie.
This movie I hate.
We already had on DVD and VHS and maybe even Blu-ray
in 3D.
In 3D, worth it.
Which we're definitely going to see the three of us when Revenge of the Sith comes out.
Assume.
No, it's 100% happening. It's next month. It's actually a month from today.
I was about to say.
See, I totally knew that, and I set you up for that one.
Yeah, we need them 40X seats.
I'm trying to get like.
Can you imagine the battle?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Well, that's also we talked about this maybe on the last episode where we recorded about how crazy it would be if like they added an extra D where we just like Matt suggested that the seats do a full flip.
Easy.
I said at the very end when Anakin does the flip, you do one full rotation. You got to do the flip with them, but they warned you at the beginning of the movie, like, "Hey, turn the flip feature off if you don't want to flip."
Yeah, yeah.
The
extra D.
Yeah, the extra D. The flip. Full rotation. It'll be great.
I love it. Yeah, this movie, like, again, I feel like it was very much a kid's movie when it came out, but then, Matt, I think you said the same thing. Like, when I watched it as a kid, I was like, damn, this is boring. Like, get to the fight scenes. Now, like, when I go back and rewatch the series, I usually start at one and go, like, numerical order. And I'm like, damn, our listeners might remember Mike from our earlier episodes. Like, I love politics. Mm-hmm. And sure it was actually really interesting to kind of see it from that angle, and like starting off with like blockades and shit, and you're like, kids, you're like, oh, these guys are evil, and you're like,
cool.
Oh, damn, they're like torturing these people. And, like,
like, damn, they can't eat. Like, damn,
this is fucked up. And then on top of that, you got the bull Sheev just kind of scheming in the background, like
that's barbaric as shit. Come together.
Right? So yeah, I mean, nothing really more to say that you guys hadn't already. Like the dual fate scene at the end is awesome. I also remember there being like 4 doors at the end.
Dog, thank you.
He 1000% got stopped multiple times before
I could have been
got to the end, bro.
I could have been all fucked up on my McDonald's and not remembering or seeing straight at that.
Nah, man, there's definitely like there's something wrong with us specifically, or
effect,
like,
bro.
Or they edited it out. Maybe George did a special edition edit and took out one of the stops.
That motherfucker.
He had to be, bro, because it's like I remember like being like super anxious, like when he kept like not making it, because I was like, run faster, like
do that force run you did in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, like
right.
Hit him with the high hands, Obi-Wan. Like,
that is like. Don't get me wrong. They've obviously like found a way to explain it away in canon or whatever, but that is literally one of the biggest like Did you not think about this when you were like writing the final like climax of the film by just like throwing in like a random super speed superpower at the beginning of the movie, and that might conflict with what's going on later? Like it's a direct plot hole.
That shit is so funny, man. Watching that back, seeing that in the beginning.
You know what it is? The super speed is in the robes. Figured it out, bro. The power.
And they took them off.
Mm-hmm. They didn't have the robes on. It's like, shit, our super speed elixir is in the
Jordan robes. Damn. Sad day.
They had them pod racer robes, bro. They forgot them. They took them off.
Ceebs, before we move on, my question for episode 1 is: pitch me a spin-off of your favorite Glup Shido from this film.
Sorry, what is that a sentence?
He said, "What'd you say about my mama?"
I said,
Yeah,
he's
Glup Shido. Fight now? Is that fight?
Glup Shido.
I thought that was a meme, dude. I didn't know that was a character.
It is a meme. Well, no, they're the background characters that are just like someone will be like, "Oh, I love Glup Shido." That's the meme. So, like, who's a random character from this movie you would give a spin-off film to?
Oh, Jesus. Damn. That's a good one, Mike.
I got one for you.
Got me all caught off guard. Ben Quadraneros. I want to see what his deal is
that's
about.
That's a good answer. Okay, Matt, what do you got?
I was going to say Watto's day off from being a slave trader.
Okay, all right. Maybe not as interested in that one as Ben Quadraneros.
No, I'm back in. I'm done. Fuck my movie.
Like, what does he do on his day off, bro?
I was gonna pick the announcer guy from the pod race.
Oh, that'd be a good.
I can just see them fighting with each other like outside when they have to announce things.
Imagine Watto's day off. You see his nasty ass like walk out of the shower in flip flops and like a robe is like that's how he relaxes.
His wings are too wet, so he can't fly around. He has to walk.
It's like a montage with "Come On and Get Happy" playing. That's how the movie starts.
Oh, the smell! I can't imagine. Watto's day off from slave trade.
It's gonna be good.
I can't blow up anyone today.
He's like, owning slaves is so stressful. Damn, I need a day off.
It's gonna be great, bro. Christ. It's gonna be a great.
I lend them to Jabba for a day.
That's unfortunately, Matt. That's now an 8-episode show on Disney Plus.
1,000%, bro.
It only needs to be 6, but it's 8.
1,000%. The finale is when he sells Anakin's mom to the moisture farmers.
To Lars.
To
Lars.
That's the finale.
There we go. Spoiler alert.
You know them prequels. We love them. We love what we love. We love them.
All right.
Martha Skywalker. You know all the tragic heroes. Mom's name's Martha.
true.
Did not know that.
That's how the world works.
Martha Skywalker.
Damn, that's a nasty name. I don't think I like that. Martha. What the fuck is Martha in the Star Wars universe? Why is there a Martha?
Because Batman and Superman.
Why is there a Luke?
Right, yeah, Luke's definitely out of place.
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely.
Do you mean old Martha Kenobi?
Old Martha Kenobi is
like, name of this episode. Young
name of this episode.
That's actually the woman who asks Rey who she is at the end of Rise of Skywalker.
That's her. That's 1,000% Martha.
Yeah,
that's 1,000%. That's the Force ghost of Martha Skywalker. She perfected Force ghosting. She's just solid. Like she's back.
No shimmer.
She's got a day pass.
You guys remember when we were younger and they still made funny comedies in the movies?
Yeah.
And Superbad came out. I love this reference in Superbad when like McLovin's arrested in the backseat and the cops are like fucking with him and they're having like a lightsaber fight. And the guy's like, Yoda, you know Yoda from Attack of the Clones? And it's just like a hilarious throwaway line. But that's my number 6.
What a transition.
Hell yeah. I do know Yoda from Attack of the Clones. I do know.
Yeah.
Max. Very well.
I love that when old people like pick up on like an obscure character and reference like not Yoda from any of the Star Wars movies. No, Yoda from Attack of the Clones.
Is it Bill Hader who says that?
It is, yeah. Yeah. I fucking love this movie when it came out.
Same.
What was that, like 2002? 3?
No, 2.
Okay.
2, you're right.
I'm about to say, it feels like 2002.
Yeah, get fucked. I remember specifically, like I would just load up the DVD and fucking in the commercials they had Yoda doing the force ball, but it was the DVD, and I was sick. And that's such a weird random memory that I have.
That's nostalgia right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You would feel that one in your chest. The last like 45-50 minutes of this movie was crazy. It's
crazy
awesome.
Good.
It's action packed. I can't tell you how many times I went back to that scene and just watched like specifically that, like before school or something, just like popping around. You could see Yoda fight, man. That was really cool. I don't think the CGI was like that bad, honestly. For
Back then, it was next level.
Yeah. For its time, I was like, damn, he's completely real. This is crazy.
It's still actually like it's not that bad when you go watch it. Like I think it's that for that time, right? Like it feels like it fits.
Yeah, it's been a while. I thought it was cool. It was the first time you really got to see like the Jedi Order at like the peak of their powers. With their like, again, maybe this is boring, but like they're like council meetings and shit. Just seeing like how they operated, because you always hear in the old movies about like the Jedi were powerful, and then the whole time you're like, man, that sounds cool, but they're all dead, I guess. So,
I was gonna say, like when you kind of think about it being
assholes,
that's true. But like when you kind of think about it more in the sense, it's like that's like their Knights of the Round Table type thing. I think it makes it like a slightly more badass. But yeah,
that's facts.
Context is key.
I think we caught him on a good day, though. It wasn't like a hey, so like Plo Koon's birthday is coming up. We had to do everybody pitch in $5 and we'll have a Hawaiian shirt day. Or something.
We definitely caught the council like at a very busy time for the council. Had it been like a week earlier, like all meetings.
Sign your timesheets, you must.
Around the sheet cake, a perimeter create.
That was so funny when you guys said that last time. That was like the dumbest line.
That's my favorite Yodaism of all time, bro.
It was too good, man. But
in the kitchen, community outreach list is sign up. You must
do our part. We will.
preserve the firehouse, we must. Oh man! The week before the start of the Clone Wars was such a boring day for the council.
Yeah. They were all low key pretty excited for a war to happen.
1000%. You know, Mace was chomping at the bit.
He's sitting there like, man, I'm a fucking trained warrior, picking up recycles and shit.
You know, when that call from Obi-Wan came through about Cypher Diaz, Mason was like, oh shit, he been dead. That's a plot. What's that? He put his lightsaber out right there in that moment. He's I'm ready for action. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up?
That was cool though, seeing like obviously just the way all these movies came out. Like we got the stormtroopers first, so, and we're like, all right, where did they come from? And seeing that kind of backstory. Seeing that clone army for the first time was like super cool, and at the same time I was like kind of sad because you know how it ends. You're like, damn, this is gonna go bad, but for now it's really cool. So I think that one was like that perfect middle of the road one for me, where it's like there's still parts of it that I really like, but it has been some time since I've gone back and like sought out to watch that.
I do have a question for you, Ceebs. Did you as a child, much like myself, not trying to influence your answer, I don't want to create solidarity between us, but when we got the reveal of the clone army and Jango Fett being the donor and they all look alike, did you think that's why we never saw stormtroopers' faces in the original trilogy, because they all just looked like Jango Fett? Because I swore, I was like, oh, that's why we never see no stormtroopers without their helmets. They just all look like that guy.
Yeah, I remember vaguely like thinking that, and then I was like, oh no, I think they just never.
Yeah, I didn't realize you couldn't. I didn't realize you couldn't enlist. I just thought they were all just clone troopers. The whole time. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Why you don't get to see their faces.
I guess that's why they're all bad at shooting, right?
Right. Not a one marksman. Not a one.
Not one of them, man. Like nobody.
Just crosshair.
Nobody was like, damn, I fucking really feeling bad about myself. Let me hit the range today.
I think Bill Burr was a good shot.
What was he in?
Oh, Stormtroopers at the range. That would be a great side episode.
Bill Burr's character from The Mandalorian is like a sharpshooter, I think. No, but he goes out of his way to be like, I wasn't a stormtrooper.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm still on Bill Hader. Like,
oh, my bad.
Was he in it?
Bill Hader was the voice of BB-8, if you did not know, but
didn't know. He needed a credited voice actor, but now you know.
I know. This is going to be my hardest question that I have for you.
Do you believe in God? Sorry.
This is almost as tough as that question. What was your favorite video game to be released during the in-between of Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith? Because there's a lot. There's a lot.
It probably was Republic Commando.
Republic Commando is a fucking solid choice. Going up against Battlefront 1, and I think Battlefront 2 came out before the Revenge of the Sith movie dropped.
Battlefront 2 was my shit.
Both are great. Oh yeah, you got Boss out there, man. Republic Commando pulling a scooter, showing us your toys.
How can I say anything else? Well, no, not the toys he pulls out on the show. You don't want to see that.
Yeah, he tried to tell us about a different toy when we went to go see the 5th episode of Ahsoka in theaters. He kept telling us about the Flesh lightsaber.
The Flesh lightsaber, bro. I'm trying to revolutionize the adult toy industry, bro. The Flesh lightsaber, like for the Force in you, like what? Like what are we talking about here?
It's a pocket pussy that glows.
Yeah, like what are we talking about here, bro?
Now in 16 different species.
Dog,
I never know. Oh,
you get different light settings to change this dog. Ugh, sky's the limit. Skywalker's the limit.
All right, let's talk about that one afterwards. We gotta line up some funding.
This is what happened the week before the Clone Wars in the Jedi High Council, bro. They were trying to get revenue. To fix the rec room.
Oh my god.
Man.
This is awesome. I wrote these in the most fucked up order. You would have thought I just went 1 through 9. All right, number 5. I think you guys all... No, is that right? That is right. I have New Hope at 5, which feels disrespectful.
Too high.
Okay. I remember this being controversial.
No. I just...
Yeah, you had to like 9 on yours, right? That was your least favorite one?
Yeah, it was my least favorite one.
Yeah.
I feel like that show was
which is ironic because it started it all, but...
Yeah, it was towards the bottom for me, too. I don't remember.
I feel like that one's like... I have that at 5. That's like a Lifetime Achievement Award. I was like, I don't really...
It's a participation award.
Yeah, it's like it's just giving it its respect. But I was like, yeah,
this is the original. Like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, but Ceebs, I think you also
right,
need to ask yourself though, like, which would you rather put on, Attack of the Clones?
A Star Wars podcast. What? What'd you say?
That too.
I forgot to do that in the beginning. So, what's up?
This recording ends. You're gonna go watch a Star Wars movie. You're putting on Attack of the Clones or A New Hope?
I'm watching the Watto Slave Driver's Day Off.
Slave Driver's Day Off.
Oh man,
and I'm gonna root against him.
You should.
That is wrong.
Yeah. They literally have chips in them that make them explode.
He definitely stops by the
bad
shooting
thing.
range. He definitely stops by the shooting range and sees some stormtroopers just missing everything.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, you guys want to practice? You can shoot at these people. I don't give a fuck because I'm disgusting."
Somehow, not the darkest thing said already on this episode. But
rewind to 5 minutes in.
Somebody put in the minutes.
Would you say, Mike? New Hope, or what was the other one you said?
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones. Yeah, probably. I mean, probably that one because there's lasers and shit in it. That's cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's how I rank my movies.
It's such a shitty way to think about things because it's like it was made in the time that it was made, but like the Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fight it sucks so much. It's like dang. It's brutal. Cool. I won't say too much about that movie then. Other than I'm glad
you can. I was just fucking around.
No, I think it's appropriate that we don't speak about it at all.
Yeah, you just brought up a point that I didn't even think of about New Hope. To pull up on your old master and to pop your shit about how now you're the better swordsman, and then you put forth that bum ass effort in a sword fight. How dare you?
Only a master of evil, Darth. You ain't a master.
I was but a learner, but I am the master now. I didn't put forth that geriatric ass effort.
Oil those joints, man. Yeah, come on. Nice, Mike. Yes,
we got all the same page. Okay. I have a. Yes. This is a fun one. Recite a fake review from TripAdvisor for the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Woo, man. Drinks expensive. Floor bloody. Patrons gross.
With the question,
service was pretty good. 3 stars.
I was really hoping you'd put a no droids A+.
Well, now we know yours.
Right. Look at this guy.
And then also like
Mr. Make the Empire Great Again over here.
The Mega Man himself.
Give
Chewie his medal, man. I don't care that he got one later. Just like, why didn't they give him one right in this?
See, that's one of the things I don't like about Rise of Skywalker, because they're just like, oh, let's make up for this. You didn't have to.
They did have to. Justice for Chewie.
It's fucked up. They should. We're coming down on different sides on a lot of these fringe issues.
Right.
This movie's the dividing factor, and that's what it is. I just a New Hope hater.
Yeah, I wasn't.
It is kind of baller when Han Solo is leaving and he's just like, "It's for the mess," and he throws him like what I assume is like $2, like some disgustingly low amount to make up.
It's a bag of rocks.
Shoot. He's basically like, "Go fuck yourself." So that's fun. That's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that.
McClunky.
And you ran. I hate that line.
Number 4 is Return of the Jedi for me. Love the beginning when Luke shows up all blacked out, just showing up. Like you could tell at this point he's not a whiny kid anymore. He's like
whiny little.
He's kind of the man.
Bitch.
Little bitch. He's kind of the man at this point. And everything from Jabba's palace for that first like hour of the movie is awesome. I like that Boba Fett was like kind of spitting game to that one alien girl, and then gets killed like a little bitch. Like not that long.
He
after
didn't
that.
die.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
He didn't die.
Sorry.
He lived a long, fruitful life afterwards.
That's true. How could I forget? Yeah.
But he went into that Sarlacc.
You know what's fucked up? You know how many people died before that came out, and they just don't know that Boba Fett was still alive?
That guy.
Oh,
yeah.
that is a good point. I never thought about it that way.
They definitely transitioned into like thinking that he went out like a bitch. Damn. They never got to see him thrive.
Yeah, and so did I guess. So I just forgot about a whole ass show.
Revisionist history, bro.
I forgot about a whole ass show. That's crazy.
You saw my man got a staff. Like,
and a theme song. It does kind of go hard though.
Took over. He's the mob boss now.
Yeah, man. I should have put some respect on his name. If I go missing, you guys know why.
Technically, he has a crew of teenagers with attitude on colored Vespas, aka the Power Rangers of Star Wars. He's Zordon right now.
Oh my god! Yeah, I never even thought
the bald head. He stays in the back of the tank all the time. He's fucking Zordon.
He is Zordon.
He's Zordon.
Wow, Matt, you connected the dots.
You feel me?
What a cross!
He doesn't send his rangers to missions near the water. He's thoughtful. He's thoughtful.
He knows. He gets it.
And he no longer goes near the water because he's on a planet full of sand.
Exactly, bro. Yeah. That was the plan.
Yeah. Don't get near the water. That's right. That's right. We brought it back.
He knows Vader won't show up on that bullshit because he hates sand, bro. He's strategic. Strategic.
The only other note I had for that movie was, this here is Chewbacca. Now, why would Chewbacca want to live with a bunch of Ewoks on the planet of Endor? That don't make no sense. That one was specifically for Mike. Figured you'd enjoy that.
Chewbacca defense ain't no make no sense.
It don't make no sense.
Why would Chewbacca live on the planet Endor with a bunch of Ewoks? It don't make no sense.
Now, this here is Chewbacca. Yeah, so you can see, like I said, you guys are really thoughtful with your rankings, and this is the shit I'm bringing to the table.
I'm having a great time, bro.
What did you expect?
I've literally cried like 3 times.
There we go. There we go. Number 3 is, for me, probably this is too high, but again, just going back to like how the movie made me feel at the time I see it. I got The Force Awakens at 3.
I love that movie.
I mean, talk about nostalgia. Like, we were adults, like young adults at this time. It was the first new Star Wars movie in
a long time.
10 years.
Yeah.
Something like that. And it just felt like it came out around Christmas time. They built up to it for like a year and a half, 2 years. That was just such a like, all right, let's go. This is awesome. And then, like from the beginning, from that first scene on whatever the fuck planet they were on,
Jakku,
and they just like
Jakku
with Kylo Ren showing up, it felt like a reset. Like I think a lot of this, like there's a lot of similar, I guess, not retreads, but a lot of similar kind of set pieces from like
it's like
movies.
Poetry. It rhymes. Yeah.
Oh damn. But it felt, I don't know, it felt very new and exciting, and it was like a real big setup for what I thought was about to be like a run of 3 really awesome movies that didn't quite work out the way I thought it was going to.
Such potential.
But yeah, I mean, I like seeing everything was like slightly new. Like Maz's palace was awesome. Just seeing so much weird shit I've never like. One was like a crawfish, like just with legs. It's like,
I do remember
kind of weird.
That is like one of the aliens that sticks out from that scene for sure.
Yeah, and it was that one's so high to me mainly just because it was like a return to form. Exactly, and I felt like a kid again when I watched it for the first time. And then there was just enough newness, like with Finn being a runaway stormtrooper. I was like, that's fucking cool. Like, we'll see what happens with him. He's probably going to be a Jedi and be like really important to the story.
Fun fact, he escaped during Watto's day off, and that's how he ended up a stormtrooper.
Forget the copyright strikes. They find another ways to take this
down. We love Finn.
Jesus Christ.
We do love Finn.
We love Finn.
This is gonna get like
we love Finn more than Disney loved Finn. They did him dirty.
That's true. We talk Finn up all the time on this podcast. John Boyega is the man, dude. I love that guy.
He was such a cool character, man. It was like it really sucked to see him get kind of like just fucking benched in the next two movies.
He had in The Force Awakens, he had like the perfect like balance of being like new character who was like nervous, rose to the occasion, had just the right amount of humor. Like he was the whole package deal. Yeah. And then like, don't get me wrong, like the suspense of him, like, well, there were like consequences for his actions, for standing up for somebody. Like there was legitimate things you could have done with his story from there. And it just felt like, Ryan didn't quite take it in a direction that was as meaningful for the character. And then by the time we got to The Rise of Skywalker, so many plot lines had fallen off or shifted direction that there just wasn't a payoff that we needed. But justice for Finn. I would be so happy if they were to revisit like his character in more storytelling so we can get something from it.
To add to that point, Mikey, like even if you take like out of the character and just John Boyega as a person, like so look at the promotion that Force Awakens had. So you obviously can't say but so much about who Kylo Ren is. Don't want to give too much away. And then because Rey was like the 52 fake out as the Force user, all the main promotional material for Force Awakens before the movie came out was about Finn. Like the igniting of the lightsaber was him,
and
like,
Captain Phasma.
It was literally
that was
Finn and Captain Phasma were the two main points of promotion for the poster was Finn with the lightsaber, like so it's just like, yo, you teed up this dude to like literally be like the face of the franchise, and then you shafted him, bro.
Yeah.
One of the best scenes from that movie. I need a weapon, and Maz is like,
Chewbacca's hands.
You have one. Yeah.
Oh my god, Chewbacca's hands. That was another
Chewbacca's
thing.
hands.
Apparently, we had seen them before.
That shit was gross,
bro.
Whenever anyone's
that
like,
shit
no,
was
like,
gross.
Whenever anyone's like, no, they had hands, I'm just like, I refuse because
Bullshit.
I don't. Like, I did not see them until that movie, and I'm a big fucking Star Wars fan. I go hard.
Swore my man had paws this whole time, bro.
I swore. That shit was gross, dude. I hated that.
And then it's like,
actually, this is 9 now for me.
The zoom in on the thumb to hit the button was like so unnecessary.
It looked like some hairy like crew worker. They were just like,
It was actually just Gene's guy from that one episode of Mando who was accidentally like in the background.
Oh man.
Freddy got fingered and Chewie got thumbs. You feel me? Yeah.
I don't know why I had a note about Hux's Nazi speech. That was crazy too. I remember that scene. I was in the theater. I was looking around at people. I was like, "Oh, what the fuck is going on?" Especially when they were just like they did like the Elon Musk salute at the end.
Start feeling a little uncomfortable.
I was like, "Yo, is this the right movie? Did somebody like splice this shit?" And I'm in trouble here.
And then a year later,
Schindler's List 2.
And then a year later, the 2016 election happened. It's like, oh shit. My question for this. Hold on, wait. My question for this one is: fuck, marry, kill, Ray, Finn, Poe. I brought it back.
Damn, I can't kill Finn just because they did with their actions.
I'm marrying Finn.
I'm gonna marry
he
Finn.
He seems like a good provider. He seems as if you give him the chance to lead, he would deliver. That's what it seems like.
Yeah,
he seems like to me.
He could lead my life. I would let him do that.
Could be the main in my movie.
Damn.
There's only one right answer here, Ceebs. Like, fuck or kill, Poe or Rey. There's only one right answer here. You fucking Poe.
I feel like the way you said that, you wanted me to say Poe.
We're fucking.
And honestly, he's smooth as hell, man. I feel bad for killing Daisy Ridley, but she's probably just gonna come back as a ghost anyway. So
she's gonna learn how to be a solid Force Ghost from Martha Skywalker, her new mentor.
Loophole.
We'll be good.
She's gonna show up with a couple barrels of green titty milk from the beyond.
Yeah.
We're gonna be rocking. We're gonna be good.
Can I tell you how I would kill Oscar Isaac though? If I were to kill Oscar Isaac,
damn,
probably with like
Mike. You have to
poison capsule.
Would you do it under the moon a night?
I might. I just might. I'm just picking all his characters. Sex
Duke Atreides.
Well, that's where the poison came from.
There you go. Got him.
There we go. He was in Drive as well.
He was.
That's not a joke.
Do you know what his name was?
He was like a real Hispanic
His
character
name was
in that movie.
Standard Gabriel.
Oh,
Because the wife
Standard Gabriel?
What happened to the deluxe?
Yeah, damn. Deep cut.
Deep cut.
Love that.
I've watched that. My brother gave me a bootleg, like a crispy bootleg of the Drive. And you know the old school bootlegs you used to run on a loop if it ended, so it would start. So it was like I would just watch Drive on repeats every now and again.
That movie rocks.
That was a great film.
Right on. Number 2 is... It's probably the one I think I burned this tape out from watching it so many times, but Empire Strikes Back is just... it's perfect, man. It's so really awesome. Is. The scene, like, just Hoth in the beginning is like... I don't know, like, that for me was always as a kid... Scene. Yeah, as a kid, I was like walking around my living room pretending to be like an ad. It was like my parents were like, "Jesus, I hope he turns out okay."
He said, "I put it down when I became an adult. I was gonna come back to it." He said, "Dad, you could never be a dinosaur. It's impossible."
I know. So yeah, occasionally I still do that. This whole movie, man, it was like banger setting after banger setting. Like Cloud City was so sick. I want to know what the fuck when the doors open and Vader's like, "Yo, welcome to my dinner party." It's like I want to know like what was on that menu.
Facts,
because everybody's like sitting down and shit, so it feels like they might have been eating before they walk.
Damn, that's a boss ass move to host a dinner party and start it before the people you're waiting for to show up, so they feel left out.
It's like, yo,
later, that's cool.
We waited.
Cuff him.
He said, "We waited." Don't even let them get a meat. Don't even let them get none of the food. Yeah, arrest them, motherfuckers. They was late. Damn.
No, we'll finish, but arrest them.
Tell them that they're getting arrested because they're late. We showed up at the time you told us to come.
Hey, we cooked the food, and now we're gonna cook Han Solo's face because you guys took so long.
Hell yeah!
Damn. Yeah.
He said early is on time. On time is late. That's what he said.
I got a question for you guys about this movie, actually, because I don't know. Actually, do either of you guys remember discovering that Darth Vader is Luke's father, or was that like such a worldly?
No, this is one of those
like
because I like grew up with these movies. I have always known so that reveal was never a reveal for me. I don't remember watching that for the first time. However, Matt,
it's not like we had to wait for it.
Yeah.
So I definitely remember watching that scene for the first time, but I feel like it was like a pop culture reference in my head already before I had seen it. I remember like being in like my aftercare program from school and we were just like, "Oh shit." But like I feel like it didn't seem like it was a new thing to me. So I feel like one of my brothers probably had said it to me before, like prior to watching. But I definitely I remember watching Empire for the first time, which was a great movie. And
I wish I could.
Hoth force pull. That's what got me up. I actually, if I think about it, matter of fact, I can say for a fact that I know Empire was the first Star Wars movie I've seen. That was the one that started it all for me. For sure.
That makes sense because it's fucking sick.
Yeah, facts. Set the bar very high, very very high.
Did we get hands cut off in this movie too?
Yes,
we did.
Yeah, that's what Luke.
There's so few movies where hands don't get cut off.
That's
when they
pretty accurate, actually. Yeah.
It's like every movie, somebody's getting some shit cut off.
Word.
There's only one Dickless king, though.
Only one Dickless king, baby. Dickless icon.
Number one. Mike, I can't remember your rankings, but I feel like Revenge of the Sith was also your
it was number one.
You hit my 2.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's awesome. That's right. That's awesome. I love we're all on the same page. I'm a sucker for seeing a story come full circle.
Oh yeah,
and this was like just such a well done, like fun start to finish. Like, there's no parts of this movie that really can say that I don't like. Like, it's just, if I had to watch one, like isolated by itself, it probably would be this one.
Even the quote unquote slow parts are intriguing as hell. Like, like the Darth Plagueis the Wise discussion, like all anything where it's like, you know, there might not be action happening, but like Palpatine is pulling the strings and stuff like that. Like, it's all.
The opera looked boring as hell, though.
I thought that shit looked fire, yo. Yeah. Like the shit coming in and out of the bubbles. I thought that shit was hot.
I was
those are Mon Calamari.
They're
Mon Calamari with like long, like dress things. That's what they're
what can't they do?
Right.
I don't know, but it clearly wasn't a trap. I'll have you know that.
Oh shit! I didn't even mention him. That's crazy. Oh man, but no. Nothing really to say about this that you guys hadn't already, but it's just like, it feels silly to say it about a Star Wars movie maybe, but just like that, it's so upsetting and like disappointing and like heartbreaking to see him Anakin finally make that turn to like become Darth Vader. But it's also just so much fucking fun.
Do you also, every time you watch it, kind of like hope that for some reason this time you watch it, he'll make a different decision?
Fuck them kids. Fuck them kids.
Right. Just wanted to make sure. Because Matt and I think we definitely struggle with it. I don't even view...
Every time he's sitting in the damn council crying when smoke start coming, I was like, just stay there. Don't go. Mason, just wait.
He said he'd trust you. He said he would trust you.
Good, brother. You about to get the rank of master. Just sit your happy ass down.
There's not going to be a lot of masters.
Left,
so, just chill.
Big facts.
But that was the perfect, I think, balance of like really completing the story and connecting everything, adding in some really interesting, fun to watch, exciting like fight scenes. I thought even like it can be boring sometimes, I think, to watch like the relationship focused like love story type stuff, but even that in this movie was like all played back into the bigger picture there, and I think this is an awesome movie.
You're breaking my heart.
You're breaking my heart.
You're going down a path I can't follow
because of Obi-Wan. Like, bro, upset.
Yeah, bitch.
Like, damn, like last time you saw him, he was good. Like, why are you bringing him up?
Yeah.
Like, I will say, Obi-Wan standing there with the "I just fucked your wife" pose. Like,
I was about to say,
it did not help that situation.
It would have been better if he was like this, just like
just leaned up on the jump with one leg up, just leaned up. He got the Nick Casty collar open on the robe.
He ashes the cigarette on the side of the Naboo, like things like your marriage is over.
Nah, brother, he pulls the spliff out, lights it with the saber.
And he tosses him 2 coins and says, "Here's for the trouble."
He says, sorry for the mess. Tosses him the bag.
Inside your wife's uterus.
He said you didn't. Man. He said you weren't having twins before. But now.
He was definitely like on the ship being like, do you think if I fucked her hard enough that I could maneuver the midichlorians enough to make 2 babies?
He thought about it. He thought about it. Crossed his mind while he was in that pantry. I wonder how long the trip is from Coruscant to Mustafar, because he was in that little pantry.
Yeah, and he's older. Like, I know his knees were locking up.
In that position, his knees definitely was locking up, bro. Damn,
but he was able to fight after that. That's impressive.
You know what it was? Because you know what it was? Oh, we cracked the code. He was letting them get that argument off because he was stretching. My man was stiff as he was stiff as shit in that little cubby, bro.
He didn't want to be seen.
That's why he's doing the pose. He's actually
he was stretching. How we cracked the code? We cracked the code. Oh. You know, when they weren't yelling at each other, he's like, all right, cool, I got time. But then when he started getting loud, he's like, I know he ain't talking to Padme like that. He said, all right, hold on, let me get out there real quick.
Master Yoda always said to stay loose.
That's what it was. When they was arguing at first, he was stretching that whole time. He was getting limber. And he said, them voices got a little elevated. He said, all right, let me intervene before my man get a domestic. Let me go out there. You know what?
R2's not gonna do shit.
Look, bro. Even after his man's done killed off the order, betrayed everyone, he still said, "Let me make sure my brother don't get jammed up with no domestic abuse allegations." He said, "Let me stop this conflict before it goes too far." And my man ends up in the court system, can't see his kids.
Would you give Obi-Wan the rank of mensch?
1,000%. I would go as far as to say is that I love the cut of his jib. That's what I would say. That's what I would say.
How about the cut of his penis?
He's no Dickless icon.
He's not a Dickless icon.
He's no Dickless icon.
He's circumcised, but he's not a Dickless icon.
There can only be one. There can only be one. Right?
I almost became a Dickless icon. I knocked my mic over. I thought I was going down. Whew. They say podcasting's not a dangerous game, but
hey, bro, it's not for the weak. It's not for the faint of heart. Not for the faint of heart.
That was fun, guys. I'd never actually thought about that ranked, so that was a good. I spent a solid hour and a half to bring you guys notes. Like, Chewbacca has hands. So yeah.
I didn't get to ask you my episode 3 question. What is your favorite quote from the movie? There's so many good ones in Revenge of the Sith.
Jesus. Damn.
I know.
Favorite quote from the whole movie.
That's tough.
Probably when Mace Windu was like, "Ah!"
I don't know why, but the way that came through your microphone sounded like a Tom and Jerry scream.
It did sound like Tom's scream. That was super on point. Oh man! Shit. Well, yeah, no. Mace and Sheev going back and forth on who's the liar is hilarious.
You are the traitor.
He's the traitor.
That was ridiculous.
That was fun.
I didn't answer your question, so I'm just going to cop out and say it's when Bail Organa was just like,
that's from Attack of the Clones, you piece of shit.
Well, it's for this one now, too. It was, yeah.
He said it was
right, because he was getting shot at.
He said it was so powerful it echoed into the third movie.
Yeah, there were notes. There were notes of it in the third movie.
Hints of that line still existed in the movie.
Act like I'm not going to call you on that bullshit.
I had a feeling when I said that, I was like, wait a minute, that was wrong.
I'll watch Attack of the Clones without, that's one of my favorite parts of the movie now, because you pointed out to me,
oh man,
hitting his fist so. It's like he's supposed to be punching it, but instead he just
he's like, if you watch it back, he's like, fuck. Real half-assed.
I mean, Bell's very passive-aggressive. He's a very passive-aggressive man, for sure.
Damn.
Oh, that was hilarious. So do we have a favorite line from the movie?
No, I'm struggling to come up with an actual good
Mikey,
one.
Ceebs' favorite line: "If you're not with me, you're my enemy."
Nah, brother, Mikey, you know what the right answer is. The man with the lisp, you know what the right answer is. 11 battle choice. 10th.
How can we fucking forget that?
Oh, here we go. Do it.
There you go. That's a good
fucking
one.
Profound.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That is up there. That is up there with literary excellence, like James Joyce. You know,
I don't think we got to talk about it
Frost.
in either of our rankings, Matt. But I also can we talk about Palpatine changes his voice like 3 times in a sentence?
No,
that shit was weird.
Don't kill me. I'm so weak.
He spoke like how taking a dump feels.
Oh man, that's fact. She was a wild bull. He's a flair for the dramatics. He has. He's an actor. He's a thespian.
The "don't let him kill me" is when the diarrhea is like pouring out of your asshole.
I'm so weak.
That's towards the end of the poop. But when you're done, you get to hit him with
energy.
Bro. But when you're done, when you're like resting before you flush and get off the toilet, you good.
Like I always imagine in my head canon that he like in that scene he just clears his throat and starts talking normally. And he's like, yeah. So we gonna head over to the temple.
He hits his desk. He's like, Barbara, I'll have a Diet Coke. So then whenever he has it.
Can I get a lozenge in here?
So let's get the killing.
Can I just confirm that's order 66? Thanks.
I see what you did there.
Past shadowing.
Oh man, that's the 66th time I've cried.
We have fun here. Ceebs, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Man. We appreciate having you back on. Matt, why don't we close this bad boy out? But I guess before we do, if you have made your way here from TikTok, just want to let you know, thank you for coming over, and thanks to our producer, Bill Buffett, Sabilba, for putting out that content to help us, branch out into new streams of social medias there. So we really appreciate that. You can also find us over at the letters A and I, Are You Okay Pod on Instagram. And if you're looking for me on Blue Sky, you can find me at Mikey the Illest. And Matt, you can find it _Menace of Sobriety on Instagram. Ceebs, I know that you're not plugging anything, but if you can find us, you can find Ceebs, because there's pictures on our social of us going to a Phillies game last year for Star Wars night. So just do that. In addition to that, if you are of the nerd variety that also likes anime, you can check out our sister podcast, Dragon Ball for Life. That is DB4L_pod on Instagram. That's where we're most active. Matt and our good friend Travis are doing all sorts of fun things with Dragon Ball and anime alike over there. So please go check them out. And obviously, Matt is kind of like the guy who's constantly recording everything out here. So thank you, Matt, for just being a gem and constantly grinding, because we appreciate it. But yeah, why don't you send this one flying, dude?
Well, the Great Disruptor, do you have any words of wisdom for the Animaniacs?
Damn, the Animaniacs!
Get out of here.
Thank you guys for your continued support through the years on a Star Wars podcast. And it's been awesome watching you guys take this thing forward, man, and keep it going. It warms my heart, and it's always a pleasure coming back with you guys, and it's always a lot of fun coming on and talking completely unanalytical bullshit and having a good time and fucking around.
Well, I always say that your DNA is like a facial on this podcast, there's pieces of it everywhere.
My Dickless DNA.
Dickless icon, baby.
Like you just busted your nut and it landed on this podcast, and I can't get it off. So it's just there.
I never will tell my coworkers about this one.
Yeah. Anytime I inject chaos into an episode, Ceebs, I turn and I look to the picture that I have you on my work desk, and I tap your nose and I say, boop.
Is it the picture that he took on his phone?
It's literally you in the Obi-Wan pose. Anytime I say some wild shit, I just look at you and I go, boop. But any maniacs, it's like we say here in a galaxy not so far away. You could be the great disruptor.
Yeah.
You could be something that rhymes with up there.
You always say this?
Yeah, Mega Man has an arm that is a buster.
Oh, okay.
If you don't rhyme again, that might be lackluster.
Oh, okay.
Do you like
mustard?
I was gonna say custard, but mustard's way better. That's good.
Word. When on Watto's day off, he goes get some custard. There we go.
There you go.
There you go.
Full circle.
Or it can be Ray. Life can be a beach, but as long as there's no sand, you guessed it, Anakin Christopher Skywalker is gonna be okay.
Be okay. Thank you, Ceebs. Thank you, Matt.
Always.
May the Force be with you.
And with you, later, nerds.
Deuces.